When the global temperature reaches 70 degrees, how long can humans live? 2028. A rare solar flare eruption, destroying the entire ozone layer. The Earth was completely baked dry. The city is covered with desert. Vegetation destruction. Life withers. Ultraviolet rays can instantly turn human skin into barbecue. Finch is the only survivor in this city. Lived in a deserted city for 15 years. He needs to wear protective clothing and go out to find food every day. Finch took the robot dog to an abandoned supermarket, but all the supplies were swept away. There are still mummies lying on the ground. Finch was used to it. A search. I only found a can of dog food. Finch drove back in a heavy truck. The map is full of places marked red by him. The city has been raided by him. Suddenly the alarm sounded. Finch looked up. A huge sandstorm is looming. Finch quickly turned around and ran away. 1 foot of the accelerator knocked the car off the road. At the end of the world, this kind of large tool car is the survival weapon. Finch went all the way. Finally, I got home before the sandstorm. Due to long-term radiation, he is suffering from a terminal disease and will soon die. Finch's home is the technology company where he used to work. It's deep underground, complete equipment, and in the deepest little home, there is a little dog waiting for his master to come home. The dog is his only companion. He emptied all the canned dog food he found today to the dog. I didn't forget to lick the spoon. Food must not be wasted, because he has little left. In order to prevent the dog from being taken care of after his death, Finch actually built an intelligent robot by himself. Finch transmits massive data to the robot's brain. The robot began to react. He can nod his head and say hello to the dog. Finch succeeded. He entered several laws into the robot, including not injuring human beings. Do not disobey the master's orders. The most important thing is that after he's gone, take good care of your dog. But Finch hasn't had time to be happy. The factory was suddenly cut off. He climbed to the top of the wind turbine to repair. But I saw the distant storm coming here. According to robot calculation, the storm will sweep the city in 24 hours, and it lasted for 40 days. They can't hold out till then. I can only leave quickly. Finch connected the robot's head and body. Let him learn to walk quickly. Robotics is also very fast. It won't be long before you can jog. Finch collected all the supplies. That's it. 2 people and 2 dogs started the escape journey. Finch drives a modified RV on the way to San Francisco. The road is covered with yellow sand. A dead silence. Soon they came to a city. Finch needs to let the robot learn how to search and guide materials. They found an abandoned cinema. I only found a bag of corn, but the robot saw itself for the first time in a mirror. At this moment, his brain not only has a huge amount of knowledge and self-awareness as a human being. The man poured the corn on the iron plate, instantly turned into popcorn. This is the world in 2028. The surface temperature is as high as 70 degrees. Mankind is on the verge of extinction, but Finch told the robot, whenever, to enjoy life, when they are happy. A distant sandstorm suddenly struck. Finch hurried to drive away, but it didn't take long for him to find that he could not escape the sandstorm. He got off at once. Take out the spike and winch. Want to fix the RV to the ground. Survived the sandstorm, but Finch didn't knock a few times, so he lost his energy. Just then, the robot hit the nail into the ground with one blow. The sandstorm is coming soon. The robot asked Finch to get on the bus. He came to finish the rest of the work. All Finches pull up the protective window. The sandstorm is close at hand. The robot fixed the last winch and quickly got on the car. Prepare for the impact of sandstorm. But the power of sandstorm is too powerful. Instantly lift up 3 long nails. When the car was stopped, people fell on their backs. Fortunately, the last nail fixed by the robot, so that they can safely carry through the sandstorm. Finch, get off and check. 1 tire was found to be damaged, but he doesn't have a jack and can't be replaced. At the moment of despair, the robot lifted the car directly. Obviously, Finch underestimated the robot. Self-conscious robots want a name.
Hey, how about Jack?
No, Jack is a tool's name.
Last, robots use their own brains. Give yourself a name, Jeff. But for robots, having self-awareness means losing control. That day, Finch is resting in the restaurant. The itchy Jeff even started the car himself. Finch heard the noise and rushed out. But I dare not leave the shadow. He questioned Jeff if he was driving. Jeff also learned to lie. Said the car moved by itself. Finch was angry. He extended his hand into the sun. Only 1 second. The skin is burned by intense ultraviolet rays. He blamed Jeff angrily. I made you to take care of the dog. This is the value of your existence. If you were driving out of control just now, the dog and I can only wait to die. Jeff was like a blamed child. He bowed his head wrongly. Get back on the road. Finch also felt that his words were a little heavy. He volunteered to call Jeff, but Jeff turned around deliberately. At the moment, Finch felt like a real person. Have joy, anger, sorrow and joy to ease the atmosphere. He decided to teach Jeff how to drive. When I die, he and the dog can keep going. Soon Jeff will be able to drive skillfully, and Finch finally fell ill. Jeff taking care of Finch while driving into the city. There is a dead silence here. Jeff can't bear to wake Finch. Take the robot dog to find medicine medicine and materials. He followed Finch's example and went all the way. Sure enough, we found medicine and cans. I also found a coat for myself. He pried open a cabinet. It's full of supplies, but he didn't realize he was in danger. This robot dog is so pitiful. He saw a box of biscuits. I just wanted to reach out and help the master get it, but he accidentally fell down, instantly destroyed by the trap. It turns out that this place is full of traps. When he woke up, Finch forced himself to look for them. What you see is broken robot dog. Finch sadly turns off the power. He found Jeff. Too late to explain. Take him to drive away, and the lights of a car behind me are on. Jeff drove away from the city at the fastest speed, but the car behind them has been following them, waiting for an opportunity to rob. Finch asked Jeff to turn off the lights. A sharp turn off the lane. Finch wants the car to hide in the bridge, but it was stuck by the solar panel on the roof. Critical moment. Jeff drove the RV in. I finally escaped from the disaster. Solar panel damaged. It made Finch very desperate. He felt he could not reach San Francisco.
I can't give up. I will not allow you to give up.
You will not allow it. Well, you don't get to decide because you're just a machine.
A robot cannot harm a human, or through an action allow a human to come to harm.
Shut up!
Depressed Finch knew that his days were numbered. He wanted to tell Jeff a story about the horror of human beings. Just after the solar flare broke out, the surviving humans began to kill each other for supplies. On one occasion, he met a mother and son in a supermarket. The child was holding a gun to protect himself. Finch was afraid of becoming a target, so he hid. But a man drove up in order to rob their supplies. They even shot and killed people, not even the little girl. Hungry cakes can turn people into murderers. It can also make people become rufu. Finch blames himself for finding the dog in the girl's backpack, so they took him in, make up for the mother and daughter's guilt. The second day, Jeff drove to San Francisco. Suddenly, a butterfly hit the windshield. Jeff, wake Finch up quickly. Finch held out his hand slowly. I can't feel the heat. It turns out that the ozone layer here still plays a role. To celebrate, Finch changed into a brand new suit. Take Jeff and enjoy the gentle sunshine. Finch tasted the delicious cans. He also taught Jeff how to lose the ball with the dog. Finch told Jeff why he came to San Francisco, because that's where my father and I agreed to meet. But Finch is an otaku. I have never left the city where I live. He dare not easily break his familiar life. Self-limiting until disaster strikes. And this journey, it was the furthest he had ever gone. This is the last time. He knew that his time had come. Look at the people and dogs playing. Finch coughed up blood suddenly. Jeff wants to help him to rest, but Finch turned slowly, like an old friend. Shake hands with Jeff and say goodbye. Last, Finch died peacefully in the company of his dog. Jeff cremated Finch's body. The second day, Jeff sat beside the car in a daze. He didn't know where he was going. Look at the dog with the ball in his mouth. Jeff remembered his mission. He fed the dog, fill up the car with oil, continue on the road with Finch's will. Finally, they came to the Green Golden Gate Bridge. As a robot, Jeff had a dream. He dreamed of himself and Finch, and the dog came to the Golden Gate Bridge. Jeff erected a monument beside the bridge for Finch. Start a new life with your dog. This is a warm road film under the cloak of apocalyptic science fiction. In a desperate situation, human nature always becomes selfish and evil, but it often shines a little. Jeff, just like Finch's children, he spent just 4 days, taught Jeff to walk, seek survival, doubt and trust, and most importantly, hope. Although Finch died, although the road ahead is lost, but Jeff can continue to move forward with the purest human nature.